Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Johnny Blaze from the Shy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Johnny Blaze from the Shy. Black man with the fire in his eye. Came up live, no suit, no tie. Built that lane from the beef and the fry. He gave folks heat, no nap, no pause. Every room got shook when he took that draw. Wild little grin, sharp with the jaw. Cut through nonsense with a straight up clause. He was turned every time he stepped in. Talk that talk, made the weak men bend. People came back just to see it again. Cause he never played safe, he went all in. But he stayed real, stayed in his skin. Talk that talk, then let it spin. Be cool, baby, before it go left. Johnny got jokes and he don't pretend.
Be cool, be cool.
Before the corner,
Be cool, be cool.
or catch that mortar.
Guns hat on.
If you push too far,
Guns hat on.
that the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he ain't like you. Night chill, some still got the flame. Live on the screen, but the focus changed. Police cam clips in the day-to-day pain. Black news talk when the world acts strange. He break it down with that smart-ass smile. Make our heart truth feel a little less wild. Loves his dog, Duke, that loyal child. Dog in the shot and the move go mild. Still bold, still quick with the line. Still got the guts when it come that time. Humor so sharp, the dance on the dime. Make you laugh while he peel back ground. He don't fold, he don't fake. Hands in the work, eyes on the tape.
Be cool.
That's the rule, he say. Or take that seat and get sent away.
Be cool, be cool.
Before the corner,
Be cool, be cool.
or catch that mortar.
Guns hat on.
If you push too far,
Guns hat on.
that the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he ain't like you. A little more calm, but the spark's still there. From the live show roost to the worn out chair. He laugh at pain and he calls it fair. Like, I've been through it, I ain't know when they're scared. Duke by his side, that's family. Big heart hidden in the stance, you see. Tenacity, boldness, humility. That's why the whole room roots for he.
Be cool, be cool.
Before the corner,
Be cool, be cool.
or catch that mortar.
Guns hat on.
If you push too far,
Guns hat on.
that the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he speak for you.
Shout out to everyone. Happy Sunday once again. Good morning. Hope all is truly well with everyone. We are live from the basement. Your host with the most, JB2 Reactions, coming to you live with the Sunday morning content. The real Carlos is up in the building. Salute to you. Happy Sunday, sir. Hope all is truly well. Now, we all know about the situation with Ryan Clark and him getting fired from off of ESPN while doing a show. Mid show, he gets removed, right? So Ryan Clark goes onto his podcast and he breaks down in his own words as far as how things was going and what led up to his firing at ESPN. So we're most definitely going to go over that. And I have a body cam footage to go over as well. So not going to be here for a long time, but I'm going to be here to be able to land my plane. Hey, good morning, breakfast for dinner. Salute. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to everybody, man. Hopefully all is truly well with everybody. Again, salute. I would appreciate it, though, if y'all came in hitting that like button. I got 7 people up in here. Can I please get 7 likes? Okay. We 3 off. We got 3 people that's straggling on up there. I get it. It's early in the morning. But can you please smash that like button for old Johnny Blaze? And I do appreciate you. All right. So let's get into the content. Again, fair use. Shout out to Pivot Podcast for the content. This is me giving my point of view on the situation with Ryan Clark losing his job at ESPN. I will do my commentary and I will give my point of view without any malice intent. But this is also not only for entertainment purposes, it is also for educational purposes as well. All right, so let's get into it.
To have that taken away for whatever it is, if I could have been different in some ways, probably. You asked me on the right day. Yeah, I would say I have some regrets.
Sacrifice ain't cheap, man.
The thing, it's like, the thing I just told you I loved comes at a price.
Yep.
I love them both. I loved my job.
We know.
I love talking football. And I love my community.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, God pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Get my people feeling militant. Way I'm finna get me up. On the mission, get me up. Knowing me.
Award winner and former ESPN employee. We got Ryan Clark coming out.
Somebody had to do it. What up, brother? Somebody had to do it. What up,
Well, not always with the
ARC.
bullshit.
You know how I always ask the guests, what's their biggest pivot, right?
Yeah,
I think this is the biggest pivot.
for sure. I
sure.
think I'll look at it in 5 years, and if I was sitting down with Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, and Fred Taylor, that would be the answer. Now, what happens from now is like the rest of the story, but I think the moment would be this moment.
You good? No, I joke about it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a serious situation.
I think, I'm definitely okay, but I feel for the other people who are going through this with me. Carl Ravitch been there 33 years. Charles Davis, one of the best men in the business, along with best analyst. Bart Scott, Cam Newton, Tom Pelissero, and like countless other behind the scenes people. And you think, what I learned about ESPN is so many people who worked there grew up close to ESPN. So they grew up with a dream of being there and being able to work behind the scenes and create these stories and tell this story. And now their job is gone, right? What I'm dealing with is, in truth, a first world problem. But there's some people who are truly counting on what ESPN was going to do for them to feed their family. And, so my thoughts and my prayers are with them as well.
I think the big question is, did you see it coming? Could you take us inside that moment?
Yes and no. I'm upset with myself from this perspective. There were signs, but I truly thought for the first time in my life, I worked so hard at something. I was so good at something. Everybody acknowledged that I was, that they couldn't fire me, that they wouldn't fire me.
Now, even regardless on whatever level you want to say it, right? You could be the model employee. It don't matter. Why you think a lot of people give bare minimum at jobs right now? Because overall, people actually see it don't do you no good to being a model employee for no company. Even the people that they actually give acknowledgement to as far as the work that they put in, you could be gone too. Even Stephen A. I'm waiting on that day for them to get rid of Stephen A. But see, Stephen A., the only reason they won't let him go because he is on cue with everything regarding talking about black players. They love Stephen A. Smith on the way he critiqued black players. See, Ryan Clark, let's just be honest, bro. You in that industry, so again, I'm sure you saw the signs, but you thought you was above being fired. As you can see now, you was dead wrong for that. For even to have that thought in your mind that you was above being fired because of the work that you put in. Man, these people they don't be caring about that type of thing. They really don't.
That a company who's going to have the Super Bowl this year, who truly wants to put their best foot forward to the entire world and have the best people talking about football, wouldn't fire, in my opinion, this is my opinion, and it seems to be the opinion of many others, the best football analyst in the world. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that. And that's my fault. This offseason.
So there's a lesson in all this in what Ryan Clark is saying. No one is above being terminated, even your top employees. And most times the top employees be the ones that get the axe first because it's all about the money. If they can put somebody in play to replace you that don't have, even if they barely know anything about football, right? They still look at you as being replaceable. Anybody, again, even Stephen A. Smith could be replaced. It's just all a matter of time with Stephen A. But no, Ryan, if I was to say you on the echelons with a Stephen A. and all this, that, some can argue that point. I'm being honest. No, you're not. Not when it comes to that. But as far as you give enthusiasm about talking about football and all this and that or whatever, I give you all that because you played the game, you know the game. But when it comes down to the hierarchy of even getting into that field, bro, again, this is a learning experience for you. I wouldn't get so down on myself about being fired from ESPN. Hey, good morning, Big Sus. How you doing? Happy Sunday to you.
Our piece on Monday Night Football with Greg Brooks won an award, a diversity award. And our showrunner and our director and our producer were so excited, and it was like, PR is going to post it. And it never happened. And eventually I just...
Oh, yeah, Rachel, I was coming back because I figured, let me go ahead and I wanted to get this content up out the way. And then, then I'm this going to be it for me for the day as far as me doing any type of live streaming. I wanted to go ahead and get the content up out the way and then get the hell on and mind my damn business. And yes, and that was another reason because I did see parts of the video of this video, and we'll get to it. I won't overplay it or nothing like that, but we'll get to that part.
Posted it myself, and then PR reached out like, oh, I'm so sorry that we missed it, but the Emmys are coming up and we'll post it afterwards. And I just remember sending a text to one of the people I work with, and I said, they're not going to post that. They don't care. A company that posts about, cool things like spelling bees and post about the family feuds and all of these things didn't care about an actual segment on our show about a young man like Greg. Didn't care about that enough because of me to use it.
Was that ever addressed?
No, it was never addressed. Family Feud. Yeah. They have an NFL Live Family Feud, a show that I've been a part of, that I won a sports Emmy for being a part of, that's won 2 Emmys in a row because of the core of Laura Rutledge, Marcus Spears, Dan Orlowski, Mina Kimes, and Ryan Clark. You go do Family Feud, and Marcus and I aren't there, but Marcus was asked. And when I reached out to the people who were involved, they just said, one said, we never asked for you. Another said, these two people were already on Pat's show, and that's why you and Marcus weren't on. But Marcus was asked, I wasn't. So there were just signs throughout the season, like even now, if you look at everything for the Super Bowl year, I'm not on any of that. A guy that's supposed to be a part of Monday Night Football, a man that's supposed to be a part of NFL Live, a man that's a huge part of First Take, was a part of building Get Up. So to me, the signs were always there. And I called, man.
Yeah.
I called executives. I called decision makers. I called bosses. Is my schedule changing? What's it look like? And it was never a definitive answer. But I think it was never a definitive answer because this was always the plan.
Yeah. And you're not a shy dude. Like you said, I know you ain't just sitting in the shadows with your head down. You're going to address situations. But if it's not performance-based, what's it based off of?
Well, to address the head down thing, what makes me a little bit sad about myself is I did adjust who I was to try to keep my job. I did have meetings with people and say, okay, what is it that you need from me? Not the analyst. The analyst he was damn good, right? If you care about the person that's on TV, what is it you need from me? Because I want to do that. I want to build a relationship. I want to involve you in the things I'm doing. You know, man, like this show, for 3 years, bro, we never shied away from any topic.
Right.
We never shied away from tackling anything. We did this year because I knew I couldn't have no beef. I knew I couldn't respond to disrespect, right? I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black. What makes me...
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. You couldn't be too black. Lord. What's up with it, Tesh? And Rachel say, John, I told you they were targeting one by one. Watch the pattern. And you know why and that's another reason. Now, Ryan Clark, I actually will agree with you on that. You can't be too damn black. Yeah, Big Sis, that's basically what it is. It's a therapy session for Ryan Clark to get it off his chest as far as what happened to him, right? You can't be yourself with these executives at ESPN. They want you to bug dance and step and fetching like Stephen A. And if you ain't step and fetching, or if you ain't bug dancing like Stephen A., they have no use for you. It don't matter about the work that you put in. They want you to be a step and fetch it. And if you ain't gonna be a step and fetch it, man, they ain't trying to get all that other stuff on the back end.
Sad is, even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me.
And that's what I feel like, Ryan Clark. You should never have to sacrifice your own morals and your own compass to be something that you're not. Of course, Tesh. I totally agree with that. So it's like, I mean, again, now I'll be the first one to say that was unfortunate for him to get fired like that. I mean, you playing the game and it's cutthroat. It's a cutthroat type of business on what you dealing with. Either way, people all around that you think is cool with you, they just looking for an opportunity to cut your throat.
And so I think that is difficult. I think it's about some of who I am, and it's about certain executives not connecting to that, not supporting that. not wanting to champion that, not wanting to give that the vast platform that is ESPN. And I think they utilized it to make an example of me.
But I see you call some people to figure out what you can do. Did anybody give you a heads up?
Yeah, I gotten some heads up. I mean, summer ago, Stephen A sat with me.
Oh, they Stephen A. Wood. Boy, this is some dirty ball. This is dirty, cutthroat at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I bet you Stephen A. was glad that it wasn't him. Trying to act like you so cool with Ryan Clark whole time you've been known. Because I've been hearing you all on the internet. Man, I wish I had the power to stop them from firing Ryan Clark because I love Ryan Clark. Bro, you is, Stephen A., you is so capped, bro. Man, you don't give a damn about no damn Ryan Clark, bro. You gotta perform like that on the internet to people to try to downplay it. But bro, you know them executives sent you to go talk to Ryan Clark and tell him what the hell was going on. Stop. And Ryan Clark just putting it in a nice way, but I bet you he know better.
Took me to lunch in Los Angeles. And he told me, he said, there's a particular executive that doesn't like you. Now, let me be honest. I had been hearing this for years, right? It had gotten to me so many times.
So Stephen A. had to go out his way to have lunch with Ryan Clark to tell him that an executive never liked him. Boy.
And so having that dinner or that lunch with Stephen A. was just confirmation of it. He's like, you need to go set a meeting. But so many times when I heard about this particular person, it was, he doesn't like you or he's said this negatively. So I'd heard it a ton of times. And I got a call this offseason from someone within the building. And, they said the way I stand up for our community is commendable, right? That they respected that in my position, I had a passion for that. But they also said it had created enemies for me at the executive level. It had created opposition.
Because Ryan Clark, they wanted you to step and fetch. That's why. They wanted you to become Stephen A. Smith. And by you speaking so much about the Black community, that goes against their narrative though, bro. And again, you've been around the game long enough. I think you understand that. They don't want you to be too damn Black. They want you to be able to talk about the Black people the same way that Stephen A. do. You refuse to do it, and you're gone. It goes against their narrative, bro. It's a machine. If you're not with them all the way, and when I say all the way, Stephen A. is all the way in. He's stepping and fetching. He buck dancing. You didn't want to buck dance. So I commend you for standing on principle and standing on your own beliefs as far as how you want to bring commentary to sports. No problem here with that, right? Bro, you already know they wanted you to step and fetch. They wanted you to buck dance for them. They wanted you to go against your own kind, bro. And when they see that you're not gonna buck that way, it was over with before. It was over with for you. Sorry to say that.
And that there were people within that building that were going to stand on the table for me. And it was such a shock because I thought to myself, in the most important year in ESPN football, you gotta stand on the table for me? Like for me. Like, there's somebody that needs to be convinced that our NFL coverage.
And that's why, and you know what, Rachel? That's why I look at Stephen A a certain way, right? Stephen A don't give a damn on who he step on to get to where he needs to be. He will step on his own people to get there. He will throw his own people under the bus. Everything ain't just always about the money. It's about doing what you love to do. And if you do what you love to do, the monetary gain from off of what you love to do will eventually come. See, a lot of people getting it all confused. They do it for the money instead of doing it for the love of it. When you do it for the love of the game, the people is going to respond to you in a way like it's supposed to happen. They going to pick up what you putting down, especially if you stay authentic. But the moment that you change it up, you think a person like myself or anybody else ain't going to see it? Ryan Clark refused to buck for the system that he worked in, knowing that it's a cutthroat business in itself. They just call a thing a thing. It was never, and I already know with Ryan Clark, it wasn't nothing about no money. Ryan Clark is straight. He's so much tripping about them letting him go because he thought in his mind that he was very good at what he does. And all of that is true. You are good at what you do as far as talking about football, talking about sports. I will give you that, right? Don't mean nothing to them execs, though. They want you to follow the script. You weren't trying to follow the script. They had a problem with it, and it festered up to a point where they looked at you a certain way, and now they like, look, nah, we got to cut bait with dude. We just can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't have him going against the machine the way he is.
Is elevated when I'm on TV. Like, there's a person that knows football. There's a person that knows TV that thinks that 13 years in the NFL, Super Bowl, Pro Bowler, a captain, experience from being an undrafted free agent to trying to make the team to being one of the leaders in the locker room. 12 years of doing this. You got to convince that person that I should be doing TV.
Mm-hmm. Big sis. Ryan Clark understands that this is a cutthroat business that he in. And you can't get me to understand that if he already knew that people was on his top, I mean, and him still thinking that he was above being fired again, and he pointed it out. So I ain't got to beat a dead horse with that. That is most definitely his fault to think that he was above ever getting fired just because they give him accolades, right? That don't mean nothing on a corporate level or just a normal 9-to-5 worker, right? You got people that buck dance and step and fetch so damn hard for the position with a job, they lose themselves in the process of it. And that's just my opinion about how I see things. So that's why, again, you have a lot of people at these jobs, they not looking to go way and beyond because they know the minute they go way and beyond and the moment that they mess up, it can cost them their damn job. This already been happening so many times over the course of time, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. Now, Ryan Clark got every right to say his opinion about it. No, and I rock with Ryan Clark, though, Rachel. I rock with him. You know what I'm saying? Look, now I ain't gonna agree with everything that he say and does, but you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, Rachel, to me, I'm not gonna show no emotions online. And I'm over because in the video you're gonna see Ryan Clark cry about losing his job at ESPN. I think that's the only thing that I would disagree with him showing emotions on the internet about losing that job at ESPN. I'm not tripping about him having the emotion of crying about it, but don't bring it on the internet, bro, because it just make you look a certain way. Like, that's just my opinion. But again, I'm not trying to say that he don't have a right to his feelings about what happened to him. But I don't think it should have been. It should have came on the internet. You crying about it though, bro. That's just my opinion.
And what I learned was it wasn't about who I was in front of the camera as it pertained to football. It was about what I represented every time I got in front of that camera. And that is something that I don't believe you truly can combat.
When it's all said and done, that's the least anyone can do. I mean, you stand up and stand on, the shoulders of, or for so many people. Like what you do, bruh, is unbelievable. So for someone to stand up for you, I think that's the minimum anyone can do. But so also, I want to put this to bed because a lot of people have been having their takes about Stephen A. And you mentioned Stephen A. Is there anything Stephen A. could have done to make this go away?
No. Stephen A., with all of his power, with all of his influence, is not a true decision maker at
Stephen A. Smith is not in that type of position to make any type of decisions about anybody else. Hell, he better make sure that he able to keep on to his job. So I most definitely know that Ryan Clark ain't lying about that. Stephen A. People try to give Stephen A. all this power that he could do this and do that. Man, Stephen A. ain't no more, no less than a step and fetching worker for ESPN. And he's going to step and fetch. He going to buck dance for his bosses to try to make them more money so that way he could get money. See, that's what the bosses wanted you to say, Ryan Clark. They wanted you to, again, be like Stephen A.
ESPN. That's not his job title, right? That's not in the repertoire of what he's asked to do. And we get it so many times, right? And I get it all the time. Why do you ride for him so much? Like, why don't you come for him when he says these things? And I've said it on the show. I call him. I text him. I tell him when I think he's doing too much. And I have the conversations with him all the time. But when this company was treating me in a way that at least...
Now, Ryan Clark, forget that talking on the back end, though, bro. He disrespecting you on the front end. So if he got the gall to sit up here and call you out on social media, man, damn that calling him on the back end. No. You want the understanding on where he put it at. No. I don't see. That's where you lose me at with that. That man sat up here and be saying all type of shit on social media. Why is it that you have to be able to hit him on the back end to get some clarity? How come he can't put the clarity out here on where he put it at initially? No, I don't agree with that type of shit right there, but whatever.
In my opinion, was unfair as it pertains to what I'd accomplished. He was the first person to go, I want you.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to take you off of this or that, don't worry about it. You'll get your TV time on my show. Thursday and Friday will be Ryan Clark's days. That will never be forgotten by me.
Mm-hmm.
I will be forever grateful for that. That in a space that I was sort of being told, at least being who you are is going to make you lose certain things because you aren't these people that we covet. These people.
Boy, look, Ryan Clark, you putting it real lightly. So let me be the voice of reason right now. You not stepping and fetching enough for that company, ESPN. And since you're not stepping and fetching, and you're not disrespecting your own black people like Stephen A. Smith is, they had to let you go. You think Cam Newton speaking on the black people, but he speaks against everything else. If you're bucking against the system by you being within the system, it was never going to last long anyway in the first place. Let's just be honest. You try to buck the system from within, and if they see that to be a problem, guess what? You're going to be eliminated just like everybody else have in the past.
People that we're comfortable with, these people that we take pictures with and put our arms around and show the world that we support them. I'll do that for you. And the loyalty he's shown me, the love he's shown me, the true hurt and pain in his voice when he called me around 4 o'clock Central Time on Monday, I will never forget that. We are forever, forever friends.
You talking about 4 Central on Monday. What happened on Monday? Because you got...
Rachel, it ain't just that. They do that to the black employees at ESPN, and they better buy into their script. Otherwise, they gonna get excavated. I believe that Stephen A. really put on an act the way he do just to appease the higher ups at ESPN. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, I believe some of that shit he does believe in real time, though. But for the most part, certain shit that Stephen A., he does it for shock jock value, and he does it for them executives up at ESPN when he sits up as a black man disrespecting his own people. I'm going to always find Stephen A. Smith to be repulsive. And he most definitely is a buck dancing Negro looking for ways to make his bosses more money so he could get money. Well, Stephen A. Smith knows not to have no emotions because anytime he had, they'd have checked him. What up with it, Reggie Rez? What's the word? They'd have checked Stephen A. every single time he done had the slightest of emotions. They check him. And what'd he do? What'd he do, Rachel? He get right back in line. He gets right back in line. Every time Stephen A. decided to be a human being, they get him back right and tell him, Stephen A., now you going off script now. Come on, we need you to get back on script and talk about them black folk, them black athletes now. Come on now, go on and go on and talk about these black athletes and disrespect the fuck up out of them. You know what to do. And Stephen A. will straighten his ass, clean the hell on up, and goddamn it, whoa, buck dancing, yeah. I love to sit up here and make my bosses more money, and so that way I'm gonna get more money. And the best way I know how to do is to step and fetch and talk about my own black people.
Bro, you got 5 minute shifts. Get fired halfway through that job.
Hey, Chad, crazy, right? Hey,
where'd the other box go?
hey, Smokey was trying to build club houses. You know what I'm saying? He was still in boxes.
He was still in boxing.
Hey, my box disappeared. You know,
Your box went away.
Hey, they was
Came
like,
back
damn.
commercial. I said, then where's he go?
Look, yeah, hey, it's good. And shout out to them for actually making light of it. Because that's how it's supposed to be, man. Fuck them people at ESPN, Ryan Clark. You could do your own thing, man. Bro, you got talent. You don't need their validation, bro. I'm going to be real with you right now, bro. You do not need their validation at all. Thank you for the opportunity, ESPN, for me to work on your network. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and keep it moving. Fuck them. They want you to step and fetch. They want you to be a motherfucking jucking, shucking, and jiving ass nigga that goes after his own people. No, bro, I'm glad that they let you go. Be glad that they let you go the way they did. That should motivate you even more to do what you need to do and do it on your own and without them. Because guess what? When you showed that emotion on your channel, even though you got every right to do so, you kind of letting them know, damn, we fucked him up. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you're not supposed to have no emotions about it. But bro, come on, man. We the same age though, Ryan Clark. It's certain things though, man, you don't need to put on the internet for everyone's consumption. Again, I get the emotion, I get how you feel, but to put it on the internet and let people see you cry like that, bro, again, that was the only thing that I disagree with all of that. But everything else, I ain't got no problem with.
Yeah, so let me put this to bed. I wasn't laid off. I was fired. Right? They're using layoffs as a cover and a camouflage for what they already intended on doing. But there was no cause for it, right? So because there was no cause for it, you couldn't just fire me. So you had to wait to the layoff so you could camouflage it and veil it, right? But here's the other thing. If I was laid off like everybody else, they came out on Tuesday. Mine came out on Friday. I get the call. I get a text from our showrunner that tells me to call my boss. I call my boss in the break, tells me they're letting me go. He said, this is a very awkward call. This is a hard call. I could hear how hard it was for him. And if anybody was going to call me that was anywhere on the executive level, whether low or high, he's the person I wanted to, the way he's fought for me and rode for me. And he said, our friends, jokingly, at Outkick had the story and we're going to leak it. Let me tell you why I know I was fired. Because during the season, after some of the Kyron Lacey news broke, there were people on our network along with me that said something about it. Both of those people apologized, as did I. I didn't want to, right? I was told I couldn't come to work if I didn't. And at that point I said, well, I can't come to work tomorrow because I don't believe I did anything wrong. Some conversations happened and we got to that point. And Outkick wrote an article about all the people that apologized, two very prominent faces at ESPN. And they praised them for who they were and how they brought this thing back around. And they bashed me, talked about how negative I was and spoke about me in such a nasty way. And I sent an email at that time to Burke Magnus and Dave Roberts, who were working, because we were on an email talking about how we were going to handle it. And I was very poignant in saying, you have to watch who you listen to about me. There's certain people who want to paint me as a certain thing, certain people who want to devalue my voice, certain people who, no matter what I do, with all the great I've done, they've never mentioned that. But in this case, there are three people who are very important to this network, who all did the same thing, who all responded in the same way. And only one of us was vilified. And only one of us was a black man. And so how poignant, how purposeful is it to make sure that that's the exact same publication that gets the story that I'm going to be fired? Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to praise ESPN. They're going to pump ESPN up for getting rid of the person who stands up for the community. And they're going to say that these are all the reasons why I didn't belong on TV in the first place. So let's garner as much positive publicity as we can early before all of these people that you've seen come out on my behalf and say I was the best in the world at the job and I deserved better. One, I didn't deserve to be laid off or fired. It ain't about money. Two, I didn't deserve to be handled that way. So let's get ahead of it. And they were going to get ahead of it by leaking it to someone who they know hated me.
But that goes back to the point that I made earlier. That's a cutthroat business, though, Ryan Clark. If you not stepping and fetching, if you ain't buck dancing for the higher ups, you keep talking about supporting the black community. That was a problem within itself, bro. And bro, you still was playing the game. You tried it. I will give you credit. You tried to buck the system, and the system bucked right back at you. That is the bottom line to all of this, Ryan Clark. You tried to buck the system within, and they got you. They got you. But see, Strawberry Wine, he still played the game. So again, I commend him for trying to play the game and buck the system within. But like at this point, I mean, it is what it is. You tried. They saw right through it. They got you up out of there. They want to have people in that system of theirs that they is under full control. Full control. Let's just be totally honest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing. I'm going to keep it real. Bro, they never liked you to look again. They wanted you to be like Stephen A. Smith and be a buck dancing, step and fetching Negro for them. The moment that you defended black athletes, it was over with for you right then and there. I'm just going to be totally honest with that. It was over the minute that you stuck up for your own black people within a company, bro. That's not the script that they wanted you to go off of.
I would say, bro, how could this be that thought out when they just asked you if we could all, as a crew, come on First Take in August? That don't make no sense. When I saw it and how they did it and how outspoken you are about the community and how, like you're talking, some people don't agree with your stances and don't like that you were that open on their platforms. To me, it seemed like it was almost like buck breaking.
Slavery term.
Bro, you what? Hold on. Crowder, you right on point of what you just said. You right on point. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Ryan Clark, but you knew that though, and you still wanted to play the game. And that's the part right there, because you was an intelligent man. You knew that already. What up with the EV? But where did he lie at though, Big Sis? He didn't lie. Crowder didn't lie about that. He didn't lie. It's sad, but it is true on what he just said.
You know, where you're the outspoken one, you're alpha, let's embarrass him so everybody else gets in line. So nobody else talks crazy to us anymore, goes through emails or whatever. Like, no, let's teach him a lesson. Let's embarrass him on national TV so that they all line up.
Yeah, I think that could be part of it, you know? Like, I also know that this is a private company. They get to make their decisions based on what they want to make them on.
Exactly. So then, okay, you pointed out then, Ryan Clark, so how the fuck is you getting... Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. Bro, you still have the opportunity to do the thing that you love, but without being with the restrictions of the network. They gave you an opportunity. Bro, I know for a fact you'll land on your feet anywhere else. I get it. You love to talk about football. You love to critique the game. You played the game. I get it. Bro, you tried to buck the system by speaking up on our behalf. I commend that. I'm not debating that with you. Shout out to you. But bro, they have their own agenda. You know that. So if you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, then Ryan Clark, okay, cool. You got caught. It is what it is. Again, you tried to buck the system within. They caught wind of that. They tried to give you a chance to straighten that shit on out. But you chose to stand on what you stand on, which I'm not mad at. But to me, you can't even get mad at them, even at the way of how they did you while you was doing a show and they pulled you midway through the show. To me, I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even talking about it. I'm moving on to bigger and better things that I can be myself, and I don't have no restrictions on how I'm going to talk about my black community. Exactly, Strawberry Wine. They used him and the likes of him to build for their own profit, and thing pushed him out when he's no longer served their agenda. That part right there. People, this shit is real deep right here. This type of shit is real deep, whether people want to admit that to themselves or not. No, EV, I can't be outraged because he played the game. He played the game. Think about what I'm saying, EV. He went within the system. He tried to buck the system. You don't think Ryan Clark was trying to change certain things on how ESPN will lay it out on his black athletes? No, Ryan Clark was bucking the system. They caught wind of that. They saying, Ryan Clark, you not following the script. So they let him go. They have their own agenda as far as what they want to put out to the media. Ryan Clark didn't fit that bill. You feel what I'm saying? So they had to let him go. Now, instead of Ryan Clark complaining about this and about that, to me, in my opinion, man, bro, they gave you an opportunity to do what you did. People are still going to stand with you. I stand with you, Ryan Clark. I have no issue with what you did. None of that. So I want to be totally clear about that, right? But bro, you tried to buck the system within. It didn't work. Take your L and just move on. Exactly, Big Sis. He got paid for playing the game. He knew them people was cutthroat. If anybody up in this chat sit up here and tell me that man didn't know this shit was a cutthroat game, man, bye. Wait a minute, Strawberry Wine say, JB, did you see how the federal government has gotten involved in how Caitlin Clark is treated on the court? No. You know what, Strawberry Wine? Hold on. Strawberry Wine, you most definitely been supporting the channel. All right. Now, you as a moderator over here, Strawberry Wine, whatever information that you got about the federal government getting involved in how Caitlin Clark is treated on the court, please send it to me. Please send it to me. Please. You've been supporting me. You've been supporting the type of content that I lay out. And you know I like to get to the bottom of things. I like to talk about these type of situations. Okay, no problem. Take your time. And even if you don't get it to me right now with this live stream, let me put my email up in the chat. And then you can just email it to me. Even if you don't give it to me now, wait a minute, can we highlight the positive? Angel Reed just got her own Barbie. That's a good thing. That's a good thing right there, Big Sis. And look here, shout out to Angel Reese. Man, look. The internet did her wrong. And I was never going to be a part of that. I was never going to talk bad about Angel Reese. Now, regardless of that, you know, what she do online and all this and that, I don't care nothing about that because everybody gets online and do what they do, right? But me personally, I didn't like the way they treated Angel Reese, and they tried to paint her against Caitlin Clark and all this and that. I didn't like that not one bit. But again, when you're playing in the game, all this cutthroat ain't supposed to surprise nobody. ESPN is a cutthroat type of business. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not oblivious to how that type of thing is.
On what they want to do. What I do know is they didn't take a vote. This wasn't about the majority, right? This wasn't about the people I work with day to day, because my phone don't say that. Production people who ain't worked with me in 5-6 years. Thank you for how you treated me. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you for showing up constantly. Monday night. Thank you for always. If we didn't have any talent on a meeting, you were always there. You were always on time. You were always building things for the other people on that set. Thank you. And so when the people you work with cry for you, man, that means the world to me. When I get the messages of like the fact that I supported you, the fact that I was there for you means the world to you. Like it gave you the legs to stand up and be who you were on TV. Like that matters. This was a dictatorship. A person or a group of persons, very small group. They didn't poll the majority.
Yeah.
They didn't ask that question. Because you asked that question, now you got to say, even though you told me just how important he was, I don't care.
Bro, EV, let's paint the picture real quick then, EV. Let's paint the picture. Even if Stephen A speaks on behalf of Ryan Clark and Cam Newton, that's just fool's gold. That's the overlay for the underplay. EV, do you really seriously think that Stephen A gives a fuck about Ryan Clark and Cam Newton being fired? Let's just put the cards on out there on the table. Do you really seriously think that Stephen A Smith cares about Ryan Clark and Cam Newton and other black analysts on ESPN getting fired? He don't care. He got to put on the act for everybody to make it seem like he give a fuck. He don't care. He don't care, bro. That's all the act. I don't let that type of shit fool me because, like I said before, it's a cutthroat business with them people, man. They looking for an opportunity to cut your throat. I don't give a fuck if it's the most illogical shit in the world. They still looking for it, and if they find it, they gonna use it and exploit it. It's never gonna make sense about why the fuck they fired Ryan Clark. But yes, it does. It makes sense. He didn't want to be a stepping, fetching, buck dancing son of a bitch for ESPN. He wanted to speak highly of the black people in sports. That went against ESPN. ESPN has an agenda already way before Ryan Clark started being an analyst for him. You don't think that Ryan Clark didn't know that shit when he first stepped into this? He did. Again, Ryan Clark thought that he can buck the system within. No one is above the program. Shout out to the meal ticket.
I don't care. I know how important you think he is, and you work with him every day. I don't care how important you think he is. I don't like him. People like me don't like him. They keep calling my phone. I don't want my phone to ring no more. Right? There's other things I'll defend. I'll defend talking about another executive. I'll defend that. I'll defend sabotage. I'll defend getting sued. I'll defend all those things. What I'm not going to defend is you standing up for Angel Reese and everybody being mad about the way he did it About what you said about, I'm not going to defend that. No. I'm not going to defend you standing on 10 toes for them all the time. It's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take those calls. And that was the decision that was made. And I believe that has a large role in why it was made.
Bro, we know how much you love what you do and how hard you work.
Thank you, Big Sis, for the 10 jewels. Thank you. Thank you for the floating heart, Big Sis. Thank you. But I ain't gonna lie, they getting the content because ESPN gave the content. So I'm not mad at Ryan Clark on trying to capitalize off of it, but the only thing that I'm gonna most definitely say about all of this is that I wish that he would have never cried on social media on his own podcast about it. Like I say, everything else I agree with.
And how passionate you are. And we've seen numerous occasions where we've had opportunities on this show to make X amount of money, and you help us understand that it's not about the money. It's about the quality of the work that we have to put out and the lives it's going to touch. So we agree with you. It's not about the money. It's never been about that. It's about your job and simply what you love to do. But when you text me, like all the other people you spoke about, I said, man, this man lying. April Fools, it ain't even April. I didn't believe him, but I didn't want to respond that way because it caught me off guard. And I was like, ain't no fucking way these people are that stupid to do one of their best, but people like that. And I ain't.
Come on, Fred. Fred, yes you do. I get it though, but yes you do. Come on, Fred. Fred, ask yourself this then, ladies and gentlemen. Why haven't Crowder or Fred Taylor been on ESPN to get a job? That's the question that y'all should ask your own self. Fred Taylor and Shannon Crowder never been employed with ESPN. Think about that one.
I'm saying that because we rock, but I just know what it is. But even then, you know, I started searching the internet and trying to figure out, like many people might be, like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Like, is this a Netflix doc situation? Like, what's really going on?
Yeah.
And we've been hearing reports about, you know, the disagreement with Peter, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to pit you and Pat against each other. Mm-hmm. And so many other things people are trying to stir up and figure out what's going on. Like Chan said, like they're looking or waiting for a scandal, right?
Yeah.
But it's simpler than that.
Oh yeah, it's no scandal. Let me be very clear. I love Pat McAfee. I think what Pat McAfee set out to do really put in place a blueprint for a lot of us. Like, can we do it and be accepted or received at that level, at that amount of money? Probably not. He's an anomaly in that way. But I respect and admire what he's built so much.
Right.
Peter Schrager, like me and Peter don't have an issue, right? I would think if you'd ask him right now, obviously after what went on with us, there's been nobody that's nicer to him. And I do want to address that as well. Going into last season, that was when I met with the executive and said, hey, look, I can only see one reason why you'll have a problem with me, because it's not my work. Mm. And I get my schedule. I'm supposed to work Thursday, Friday on Get Up and First Take. I fly in on Wednesday night. That's what my schedule says. So I fly in on Wednesday night. I never get an email. I never get a text message. Normally you get that about the production meeting. I don't get that. So I wake up in the morning and I was like, well, you know, I'm not working. I'm texting, hey, am I off of it? And I cut the TV on and Taylor and Will are on, which, like, I'm happy for them. Mm-hmm. Them boys worked hard to get that opportunity, right? Go do your thing. But I was upset because, wait, you can't call me and tell me that the schedule's changed? I don't deserve the respect of believing that this is my schedule. And along with some other people, we built Get Up. That junk was dying. Your original idea didn't work. So it was Dan and it was Marcus and it was Culture Wednesday with me and Dominique. That's why that show lasted to be what it is that you turned it into now. And the people who I built that with, y'all just couldn't call me and just tell me, RC, we made another decision. And I asked, man, and another thing I'm mad at myself, I begged and begged to be back on that show because it meant so much to me that we built it and to be on it. And they just kept telling me, people aren't doing both shows. Dan's doing both shows all the time.
Yeah.
Damian Woody's doing both shows all the time. Peter Schrager's doing both shows all the time.
Thank you, Strawberry Wine, for that $25 super chat for the content. Thank you. Thank you, Strawberry Wine. Thank you. Okay, I email it to you for you, Strawberry. Okay. All right. Review of it. I'm sending the contribution in the meanwhile. Okay. Strawberry Wine say my laptop won't work. Can you Google the article from The Hill about Caitlin Clark and how the FBI is investigating the WNBA on how she's been treated? When you have a moment, can you do it? Okay. No. What I do is, Strawberry Wine, is that I can pull it up, and even if EV gets it to me first, cool. I will most definitely do a reaction to that. So you ain't even got to worry about that. EV, you already got my email. Email it to me or whatever the case may be, and I'll make it a part of the show. You ain't got nothing to worry about with that one.
And so I'm already feeling something. And you go into that Friday, and Greedy had said and Peter had exchanged a couple of times that neither one of them ever played. And we're talking about CeeDee Lamb. And I tried to be very thoughtful in the way I approached it because I wasn't trying to say you don't have an opinion because you didn't play. I was trying to say you have a different opinion because you didn't play. And maybe I didn't get that across in the right way, right? I can accept that. But then he raises his voice at me. He's like, don't belittle me and this and this. And in the moment, I'm like, I'm on TV. I'm not going to have that back and forth. Let me be calm. Let me de-escalate this. And let me truly explain what I mean. That the in-helmet perspective is different than the out-of-helmet perspective. And so we get in the break, man, and I walk off, right? Because I'm upset because I'm knowing what's going to happen because he said I belittled him and he raised his voice at me. And he's like celebrating the segment like it's a great segment. But I'm already knowing the person who loves you don't love me, and they make decisions here, and we just had that happen. Yeah. And while he's celebrating, I'm just telling him, like, man, like, don't effing disrespect me like that because I'm knowing what's going to happen. Now, at this point, I'm standing over here, right? I've gotten out of my chair, which is 2 away from him. I'm standing over there. And obviously, they recorded and they showed me the video, and I'm talking to people who've been there for 12 years, man, and they like, we thought you were going to get aggressive. What? The person you've been knowing all this time who never did anything, who's never had an altercation here, was going to get aggressive from over there? So now you're trying to paint this angry black man trope of me that you know is not true, but I'm starting to feel the narrative. I feel what you're doing. You get me on the phone and people are telling me you got to work better with people. Work better with who? Everybody I work with loves me. Like, real talk. Everybody I work with, they F with me the long way. Like, I ain't the best teammate. Hell, Jason Kelsey called me just to tell me that. Wow. And so I was just seeing the narrative that was being pushed and seeing the way it was going. And then even that, much like what happened with Outkick with my firing, they leaked that video. And when they showing me this video, it's the video from the control room. So if that's going to get released, that's somebody that works for us. Yeah. Right? You've been here 12 years. You have this incident. I want people to know that about you. I'm getting calls. We got the video. The video's been leaked. We're gonna show this. And honestly, I was trying to keep my job at the time. I should have told them, show it. Show him that he celebrated. Show him that I walked away. Show him that I was a 46-year-old man that said the F word from 15 feet away from somebody. But me and Peter talked.
Yeah.
Me and Peter fixed that. Me and Peter had the conversation. Me and Peter moved on from it, right? And what I wanted to do from him from that point on, because I heard what he said, I never wanted to make him feel that way, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So anything he wanted to do on TV,
But Ryan, man, what is the point of having a debate with someone if someone end up getting in their damn feelings and it costs you your job, bro? That's the bullshit overlay for the underplay, man. Come on, man. So damn, now you gotta be restricted on you going having a debate? Bro, that shit don't ever make no sense. That's what a good debate is when both parties have their own talking points in their argument. This man took personal because you told him that you ain't never played in the NFL, so you just a motherfucker on the sidelines just talking. I ain't mad at you for telling that white boy that. But apparently the white boy sat up here and got all up in his feelings and went back and told the high-ups about what you said. Or they listened to it and they decided to side with the white man. The fuck? Like, bro, this is some bullshit. They can't even be honest with Ryan Clark and say, man, you wasn't stepping and fetching enough for us, for our liking and style. We gotta let you go. You wasn't buck dancing as much as we needed you to buck dance. You still talking about the black community in the positive light. Oh, man. Boy, I swear this type of shit do be making me a little bit upset. Because it's like, bro, you knew that when you stepped into the game with him. You knew it.
point he made, any conversation he wanted to have, I was going to have it with him. I was going to support him. I was going to be a good teammate because that's what I did for everybody else. And like, that was unfortunate, but that's not why I'm fired.
You're a stand-up guy. You've always preached accountability. Looking back over your 11 years at ESPN,
12,
11,
yeah.
12, is there anything you would do differently, or do you leave knowing that you were fully yourself? Or, you know, what are your thoughts, man?
It's a good question. It depends on when you ask me. You know? Like you asked me, like when I see people in public, like OGs and like aunties and stuff, and they tell me they proud of me, and they proud of like, and they proud of like the way I represent the community. Yeah. I wouldn't change anything. Because that means the world to me. You know, or like, when I go home.
Wait a minute, is Crowder crying? Oh, bro, come on, bro. Y'all pointed on thick. Oh, no. Wait a minute, did y'all see Shannon Crowder wipe his eyes too? Like, oh, goddamn. Come on, man. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. No, Shannon Crowder didn't get, he got a little teary-eyed. He's like, oh, shit. Oh, God damn it, Brian. You about to make me cry. Come on, man. Oh, God. Boy, y'all most definitely put paint where it ain't with this.
And this kid, you know,
Lord Jesus.
from the West Bank is like so accepted in New Orleans now. Like, I wouldn't change that. You know, never.
Bro, I couldn't. EV. Lord Jesus. I'm going to say this with respect. Bro, your feelings is valid. But, bro, I put this on the internet, though, bro. How come you couldn't just cry in peace? I mean, cool. I get it. But, bro, to sit up here on your own podcast and actually cry about it, bro. This is the part right here that I completely disagree with, bro. You don't let these people see you sweat. The fuck? I ain't about to let them people see me sweat, to let them know that they affected me by crying. Bro, no. I completely disagree with this move right here. I totally agree. I totally disagree with this. Bro, you could have cried in private about this and kept your dignity intact. You allowed them people to see you shed tears about them? Man, come on, man.
You know, like, all I ever wanted to do was be accepted. You know, and want it. So,
man, come on, bro. Oh my God. Oh, Brian Clark, I'm with you when you write, bro, but I'm not with this shit right here. I just want to be accepted. I just want to be loved, man. Who is these people, man? Come on, man. Oh, God damn it, man. I can't believe you doing this. I can't believe you doing this. I can't believe that you doing this, bro. You don't need their validation, Brian Clark. You Brian Clark. The fuck? You don't need to do that. If y'all picking up what old Johnny Blaze is putting down with this live stream, please hit the like button.
so yeah, like that, I wouldn't change. You know, if you ask me, probably the first like Monday of football, when all my friends get to do something like we did, like super special together, yeah, I'd probably change it. You know, I'd probably work harder to like be who they wanted me to be, or like build relationships.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all most definitely is getting my raw reaction. I gotta dial it down some, because this right here, this is unacceptable right here, Ryan Clark. You placate right to these people by doing this on social media, in my opinion, bro. Bro, you could have had this moment in private, bro. You could have had this moment in private, bro. And again, I rock with you, Ryan Clark. I'm not saying that you're supposed to be a robot either. I'm not saying all that, bro. But come on, bro. You putting this out here in the air for them to see? the fuck? Like, Nurse Betty, this shit is insane. I am a firm believer in not allowing other people to see me sweat. I'm sorry. This right here, no, bro, I'm sorry. I'm with you when you right, but bro, I think this was the wrong move, and you placated to by you crying the way you is it. Oh my goodness. You know what? Let me let it play.
With like bosses or executives, you know, because like it's just a relationship game. Because like I just see these people on TV who like aren't better than me, but I know I've never been at the tables they've been accepted at. So yeah, you know, there's some things I think I would do differently because I feel like I let them win. You know?
Bro, you letting the win doing it? Oh my goodness. Bring it down, JB. Bring it down. Bro, they know they won if they see you on here crying on your own podcast, Ryan. They know they didn't won. They know that they defeated you because you sitting up here crying about it, bro. Again, Ryan Clark, I don't have a problem with you having your emotions about what's going on. That's not what I'm talking about, bro. What I'm talking about is you don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You don't telegraph the pass, bro. They most definitely have won if they got you here on your own podcast crying, bro.
I feel like there's a group of people, a faction of individuals who wanted to like devalue my voice, who wanted to take away my platform. I feel like I let them win, you know? But then there's the other side of it of like, my platform isn't as big anyway, or it's not as impactful anyway if I don't do those things. If I'm not that person, if I'm not authentically me, right? And it's not even something I can prove that if I was different, they wouldn't have fired me. I can't prove that.
Tough.
Right?
Ryan, we all know if you was a stepping fetching, buck dancing son of a bitch like Stephen A. Smith, you would have still had your job. Let's just be totally honest. Now, say what you want about Stephen A. Even I say he's a buck dancing son of a bitch. But in that business, you don't survive not being able to be a buck dancer or a stepping fetcher. Come on, man. You knew that shit since day one. And you had words about how the fuck Stephen A. Smith be going too damn far. How the fuck you don't man, you know what? Let me be quiet.
So if I can't prove that, why? I would have hated to be fired being something I wasn't. Oh my gosh, that'd be the worst. Young, man, like my kids, like, they love me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I let them down.
Never.
You know, like.
Gosh. Come on, bro. Oh my God, I'm about to cut this goddamn live stream the fuck off. Bro, how did you feel that you let your kids down when you still get money though, bro? You're not going to get me to believe that was just the end all be all as far as you having money to be able to support your family and do what you do, bro. You pointing on thick now, Ryan Clark. Now, I'm with you, though, to a certain point, but it's like, bro, come the fuck on, bro.
Regardless of how much like money I was able to save and all the opportunities I was given, that's why I'm so focused on like the other people who lost their job. It's like, this helps us, right? My kids get to live a certain way. I get to take care of my parents. I get to help you know, my brothers and my brother and my nieces and my nephews and so many people, because like I'm in a place to where I can have excess because of what I can do so good. And to have that taken away, you know, for whatever it is, if I could have been different in some ways.
But Rachel, I'm not trying to take away from him having a moment, but have that in the privacy within you. Why put that on the internet? I'm not tripping about him having a moment. I'm not tripping about him having his emotions about him getting fired the way he do. I'm tripping about him getting online showing that emotion. Damn. The fuck? Like, that's the part that I'm tripping off of. Why let them people at ESPN see you crying and sweating and talking about I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be accepted. No, nigga. The fuck? I mean, come on, man. Have some type of pride about your own self. That's the part that I'm tripping off of. I ain't tripping about him having no emotions about how he got fired or none of that. He's sitting online showing people how he crying about ESPN fire him like that's the end all be all. Come on, man, pick your cell phone the fuck up and get the moving. Get back to work. The fuck, man, fuck ESPN, man.
Probably. You asked me on the right day. Yeah, I would say I have some regrets.
Sacrifice ain't cheap, man.
I know, you know, the thing, it's like, the thing I just told you I loved comes at a price.
Yep.
Right? I love them both. I loved my job.
And we know.
I love talking football.
Bro, how come you can't do that just on your podcast then? I get it. How come you can't just do it on your podcast and still talk about the things that you love if it's not about the money, bro? Because now, in a sense, I think you're double talking. I gotta calm the fuck down, y'all. This right here is really eating at me a little bit. Hell no. I just can't believe this shit right here. I got the let me get away from yeah, because I need to laugh. Because now at this point, it's like, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny Blaze from the shop.
Yeah. Johnny Blaze from the Shy. Black man with the fire in his eye. Came up live, no suit, no tie. Built that lane from the beef and the fry. He gave folks heat, no nap, no pause. Every room got shook when he took that draw. Wild little grin, sharp with the jaw. Cut through nonsense with a straight up clause. He was turned every time he stepped in. Talk that talk, made the weak men bend. People came back just to see it again. Cause he never played safe, he went all in. But he stayed real, stayed in his skin. Talk that talk, then let it spin. Be cool, baby, before it go left. Johnny got jokes and he don't pretend. Be cool, be cool. Before the corner, be cool, be cool. Or catch that mortar, guns hat on. If you push too far, guns hat on. That the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he ain't like Yeah. Night chill, some still got the flame. Live on the screen, but the focus changed. Police cam clips in the day-to-day pain. Black news talk when the world acts strange. He break it down with that smart ass smile. Make our heart truth feel a little less wild. Loves his dog Duke, that loyal child. Dog in the shot and the move go mild. Still bold, still quick with the line. Still got the guts when it come that time. Humor so sharp to dance on the dime. Make you laugh while he peel back ground. He don't fold, he don't fake. Hands in the work, eyes on the tape. Be cool, that's the rule he say. Or take that seat and get sent away. Be cool, be cool. Before the corner, be cool, be cool. Or catch that mortar, guns hat on. If you push too far, guns hat on. Let the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he ain't like you. A little more calm, but the spark's still there. From the live show roots to the worn out chair. He laugh at pain and he calls it fair. Like, I've been through it, I ain't know when you're scared. Duke by side, that's family. Big heart hidden in the stance, you see. Tenacity, boldness, humility. That's why the whole room roots for he. Be cool, be cool. Before the corner, be cool, be cool. Or catch that mortar, guns hat on. If you push too far, guns hat on. Let the warning bar. People love John, cause he keep it true. People love John, cause he speak for you.
Thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the JB2 Reaction channel with this content. I don't need to play no more. Shout out to Ryan Clark. Shout out to the Pivot Podcast. Shout out to them. Let me give y'all my closing thoughts before I go. Y'all give me a minute. Now, Rachel, you know I really value your opinion, and I value what you say and what your thoughts is about whatever it is that I put out there, right? I agree with Ryan Clark having the emotions and the feelings that he had, but I disagree with him putting it out here on the social media for people to sit up here and try to make way more than what it really needs to be, right? Because at the end of the day, your name stands for something, bro. Forget ESPN. They gave you opportunity to get on their platform and do what you do. Bro, I don't see you having a problem with being able to move on and get up to some bigger endeavors. ESPN is not the end all be all. I totally disagree with you showing emotions on the internet about them. And you already knew that it was a cutthroat business once you stepped into that arena. But as far as your feelings concerned, hey, I get it. Bro, but that's the wrong move, in my opinion, to get on here and display all that goddamn emotions about ESPN, bro. You don't let them people, you allow them people to see you cry on the internet, bro, about losing your job, bro. Bro, you could do all that talking about talking up for the black community and everything. But, bro, what you did right there, bro, that ain't the move, bro. Do you know how many people lose their jobs, bro? The fuck, bro? Like, come on, man. Bro, I worked for Sears for damn near 6 years. They laid people off. They laid me off with others off, and they only gave us a month to look for another job, bro. The fuck? I didn't get on the internet to cry and try to sneak diss the company that gave me an opportunity to be able to do what I do. So that way, if I get another job, they're going to see that I have the experience. They're going to see that I have the accolades. I'm getting employee of the month. I'm there every goddamn day. You think I'm about to sit up here and keep sitting up in it and get on the internet and display any type of emotions like that? Bro, no, I don't agree with that. That's my own personal opinion. I'm not saying that you're not entitled to feel the way you feel as far as how they fire you. I would never take that away from you. But come on, bro, you came on the internet with it. Ryan Clark, and I say this with respect, bro, you don't need ESPN. You don't need them. You don't need them, bro. And I feel like you will do better even on your own doing what you're doing on your podcast, bro. You can still do the things that you love to do. And if it's not about the money, then what the fuck is we talking about here? I could go on and on and on and on about, people losing their jobs, people getting laid off, people getting fired, and all this and that, right? It's all about having your self-respect at the end of the day. You don't think Ryan Clark, they're gonna be making fun of you by crying about you wanting to be accepted by them? Bro, to me, that's doing too much, bro. You don't have to be accepted by them people at ESPN, bro. Your name is Ryan Clark. You built your name from the NFL, bro. You have been on top of the mountain. So why in the fuck do you really need them in the first place? In my own opinion, I think you would have did better without even dealing with ESPN. That's my opinion. But I also understand that you got to provide for you and your family. I understand that. You tried to buck within the system to get it to a point on where you want it to be, and ESPN had different plans, and they didn't want you around. The end, bro. To me, all this crying, all this talking about you want to be accepted, I think it's overkill, and I think that part make you really look bad. My opinion. Oh yeah, Tanya, I'm good. I'm just making sure to think before I speak. That's about it. If I'm giving y'all a too long of a pause, I apologize, but I'm just thinking about what I'm going to say before I say it. And it is, Rachel, it is a blessing in disguise. I'm going to always be in support of Ryan Clark. I'm going to be in support of him. I'm not mad at him having his emotions about what happened to him. I want people to understand I'm not mad about that. I'm mad about him showing that he had emotions about getting fired on social media to ESPN. I feel like he could have did that in private. And I'm going to stand on that. I feel like he could have did all of what he did. He could have did that in private. He could have cried. He could have shouted to God about why people didn't accept him, anything. Okay, cool. But to come on social media and do it, bro, it's like, where's your pride at, bro? In yourself. ESPN don't make you Ryan Clark. You Ryan Clark because you made Ryan Clark. You. Not no fucking ESPN. Not nobody. You did that, bro. That's the only part where I'm disappointed with you at. And that's your cross to bear then, Ryan Clark. If that's what you want to put on down here, you the one that's got to deal with the backlash with that. Now, after this video, I won't mention it again. I won't sit up here and try to drag you about you crying about that. I ain't got to. Because there's going to be a whole lot of other people that's going to talk about you crying about ESPN firing you in the first place. And I still have to understand that it's content and you ain't do that for no reason. I think it was a bad move, but maybe you know something more than what I will already know. But I'm going to cry and I'm going to do all of what I do in private. And I'm not going to allow the company that fired me and let me go bogusly. I'm not going to let them know that I'm crying about them and I'm crying about not being accepted and all. Man, I'm not doing none of that shit. You know your own worth, and you don't allow no company to tell you what your fucking worth is. You already supposed to know. You don't need to get online to validate your worth. People see who you are, Ryan Clark. I see who you is, man. Forget them people at ESPN, man. Forget them. But that's it. Let me digress on all this. I don't want to keep beating the drum about it that way. I said my piece. I gave my reaction to it. Again, shout out to Ryan Clark. Shout out to Channing Crowder. Shout out to Fred Taylor over there at the Pivot Podcast. Shout out to them. Y'all doing content, and I know y'all gotta put on. I get it. And that's it. That's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got. Strawberry Wine, appreciate you with the super chat. Appreciate you with the $25 super chat. Appreciate Big Sis for the floating heart. And I appreciate everybody that tuned in to the show and took part of it. If you're picking up what old JB2 Reactions is putting down, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you feeling generous on this lovely Sunday and you would like to donate, my Cash App is available, PayPal is available, and Zelle. You can email me if you want to Zelle me. All right, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me do it this way. If you want to Zelle me any type of donations, there it is right there. If you want to cash out me any type of donations, there it is right there. And if you want to send anything to the PayPal, it is all up in the chat. If you would like to donate to the content that I put out here on this Sunday morning. Again, I do appreciate everybody that tuned in to the show. Look, I am who I am, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm not going to tell it the way it really is. I don't believe in sugarcoating nothing of what I see and what I hear. And I most definitely don't always get it right. But what I am going to do is I'm going to base what I see and hear, and I'm going to draw my own conclusion. Right? I don't say anything about Ryan Clark in no malicious intent. I think you better than that, though, Ryan Clark. I think you should have never even got on here crying about it in anything. Yes, talk about it one thing, but crying about it and wanting to be accepted by them, bro, you bigger than that and better than that, in my opinion. And you don't need their acceptance. My opinion. All right? So with that being said, I'm about to get the hell on up out of here, y'all. Again, appreciate y'all. Happy Sunday. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. But JB2 Reactions is gone. EV, just to let you know, I got your email. So that part of what you sent is going to be on the next show. All right? Salute to y'all. I'm up out this thing.